Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to a Titanfall video. Obviously there's going to be quite a few of these today. A lot of YouTubers releasing their Titanfall gameplay that they managed to capture at the capture event that was on the 6th, I think. And we're allowed to upload this on the 12th, and with rumours being, although I can't confirm this, it'll probably all change near the time, that the beta will come out very soon after we can actually upload our footage. It's kind of worth uploading everything we've got on the 12th, because there's no point hanging on to it, because come the beta we'll all be able to play it and get some new footage, and then we'll know a little bit more about the game and all of that. So this is going to be the longest video out of my Titanfall videos. My other ones are going to be a PC versus Xbox One comparison, and also I'm going to be showing you the last Titan stand and game mode and giving you a little bit of advice about the Titans and how they work. So in this video I'm just going to discuss everything else, because I've got a load of really cool fun gameplay that I know if I didn't have access to the game yet and I was looking forward to playing the beta and then the final game, I'd like to watch all this gameplay. So even if I haven't actually got enough topics to ramble on about throughout this whole video, I'm going to let you guys watch a bit of the footage, so those of you who just want to, you know, binge out on some Titanfall gameplay can do so. So this is the beta version that we're playing here and that we got to play. We haven't played the full game yet. We're just going to play the same version that everyone's going to get to play when they play the beta, which is limited amount of maps and limited amount of unlocks and things like that. But if you played, I think we had 3 to 4 hours playtime, and if you played for a couple of hours, you could unlock most of the stuff that they had going on, although there was a few things that were like not really achievable in that time. But we got to play around with a few different Titans, a few different guns, different class setups, quite a few different game modes, and just generally get a feel for the game. So my overall first impressions, I mean, I did play this game for about half an hour at Eurogamer, but my overall first impressions from a few hours gameplay is that in general it's a very fun arcadey shooter that I think everyone's going to really enjoy. Is it a game that's going to have the legs of you know, other games that we play over the years like Call of Duty and Battlefield? It's really hard to tell from the limited beta kind of access and just from generally playing it, but there are some things I can tell you. It plays ridiculously smooth, it seems very fun, and it seems like there's actually quite a lot of strategy going on behind the scenes, and quite a lot of complexity if you really want to delve into things and become really good, which is what you want in a game really. You want something that you can pick up and you can shoot things and you can do okay, but really there's an underlying learning curve there and you can get really stuck into all the details and strategies. So let me kind of explain a little bit what's going on. If you're a bit clueless about what you're even watching, you haven't seen much Titanfall, or you haven't been explained what exactly is going on. So all the game modes we played were 6v6 game modes. So there's six players on each team, and the Titans are controlled by players. So these aren't like bots, the Titans. Whenever you see a Titan, that's one of the other players inside of it. Now you will actually notice that there are AI in the game, and at first when I was playing this, the first few times I played it and when I watched videos, I wasn't really sure who was AI and who's an actual player. Having played it a bit, you'd start to realise that the AI are actually called grunts. So if you kill an AI, you absolutely know, because they're called a grunt. I don't know if that was just these game modes we were playing, but that was good because it made me actually realise how many kills I was getting against real players and how many kills I was getting against you know, just enemy AI, because sometimes I'd get loads of kills. I looked at the end, I was like, well, I only killed actually like 3 real people and the rest were AI. So these grunts are like kind of little helpers. They'll stand around flags, they'll go near objectives, and they'll kind of walk around near other players, just helping you out a little bit. And this is interesting. I mean, at first it kind of seems a bit weird. You don't really have this traditionally in many FPS games, but it adds another element to the game. It makes it feel a bit busier than it is, and it also makes you feel like a bit of a badass, because these grunts, they're not very good, they're not very skilled AI, so they're quite easy to mow down. So if you're not having a good game, you can always just go around trying killing AI, and just you won't affect the battle that much, but you'll help a little bit just by taking them out at key checkpoints and things like that. Now this gameplay that you're watching here is on a game mode which is basically domination. There's 3 points on the map. I think it's called hardpoint domination in Titanfall, but generally those who play Call of Duty will know it as domination. You know, capture the flag, keep them for longer than the other team, I'm using the assault rifle class here, and this launcher that I'm taking down the Titans with is just one of the default launchers. So you start off with a primary weapon, you start off with a secondary weapon, and also an anti-Titan weapon. So my anti-Titan weapon is this lock-on launcher, my primary weapon is the assault rifle, and I think I've got a pistol as well. Now if you actually look in the bottom of the screen, you can see I'm playing on PC. So if I press Q, that's an invisible ability, and although I've always hated invisible ability perks like in Crisis and games like that, and Killzone, it's not really too powerful in this game because you can see them quite well, and it's not really the kind of game where it's just all about getting streaks against other players. It's kind of like that there's AI in the game mode as well, and that there's big Titans going around. It makes it feel like almost a mix of a single player and multiplayer experience. I mean, I suppose single player is probably the wrong word, but say for example you enjoy zombies, so you don't enjoy just constantly playing against really aggressive, and you come up against a match of really good players, it can be a real pain. But with the Titans going on as well, like for instance, if I wasn't having a good game in terms of my gun skill, what I do is I just spend a lot of my time trying to take down the Titans, and that's a very good thing to do because they are powerful and they can do a lot of damage. And just you with a rocket launcher, you can actually do quite a lot of damage to the Titans. As you've seen in these clips, you can take a lot of them down, and I think for the first few weeks of the beta and the first few weeks of the release, I think there's going to be a few tactics like that which are well worth doing, because when you're in the Titan, you don't often pay attention to the foot soldiers. You know, the first thing that I see is the other Titans. I automatically want to take them down because you feel that's where the fight is. But you've got to be aware for the foot soldiers, for the people like who aren't the Titan, because they can take you down as well. So here I'm taking on two Titans. I think I've got the tank Titan. You actually select which Titan you want to bring into the game, and I think you get like 2 Titans per game, although you might get an opportunity to earn more if you do well. But for the most part, it seemed like no matter what, you'll get 2 Titans per game, but obviously that might be just the game mode we were playing and whatever. So I'm going to also explain what's going on screen here. Lots of things going on all at once. These guys, almost doing these guys over actually, but I'll tell you what, I'll wait until the next time we get into Titan to explain what's going on. But here, my Titan almost died, and it said press E to eject, so I ejected out, and I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on foot instead, and hopefully he won't notice me, and I might be able to take that guy down with my launchers, like my rockets here, which you see, I think I got 2 on, and I think I died in the end, so skip through. So here in Domination, I just threw some grenades over to the checkpoint there and killed a couple of grunts who were on that flag. So there you can see it came up in the bottom, grunts, so definitely they weren't players, but there it says I killed TF London. Now these are the grunts coming out of the pod. So here I mowed down a bunch of grunts. I mean, it makes me look like an absolute beast, but they were like the AI helpers in the game. I'm not quite sure how often they come in or how exactly that spawn system works. It's something that will work out. But then I killed another enemy player. So you see they come up in orange, and they were called London something, but obviously when you're playing the full game, it's going to be a gamer tag, so it's going to be really obvious that you've killed another real life player. They're just grunts there, so they come up in blue when I killed them. So bottom right hand corner, there you can see I've got 43 seconds until I can bring in the Titan. I really shouldn't have mashed so much of this together, so you can actually see what's going on here. But here I'm going to be able to bring in a Titan, so now I can press V. See the bottom right hand corner there? If I press V, I can choose where to bring in my Titan, but here I'm just a little bit busy with these guys here. That's a real player there that I managed to take out, and I think I'll skip through to the next bit here where I bring in a Titan. So once you bring one down, they just land on the battlefield. You press E to get in them, you can get out of them, and let me, I suppose, explain what's going on screen here, make it a little bit obvious. You've got all the points and score stuff in the bottom left. Up the top is your health. That big blue bar is just your health. I think there's some things to do with shields, which I wasn't quite sure fully how they worked. But also right in the middle, you've got like 2 thin blue bars, and they actually are to do with your gliding ability. So every now and then you'll notice I kind of like glide forwards, sideways or backwards, and I'm moving a little bit faster than normal. So that allows you to be quite agile. Yeah, these things are in general quite slow. You can sprint, but it's even faster to glide out the way. So saving your glides can actually get you out of a really tricky spot if you're in a Titan battle and you find that you're losing. If you've got 2 slides, you can quickly get out of the way of that gun battle instead of just having to slowly walk away, which can often mean that you'll just get killed. There where I'm pressing Q, I'm holding down the missiles that they're projecting towards me, then throwing them back. So it obviously stops anything coming towards you, and then you can throw it back. Now that sounds really powerful, but the problem is that often you'll find if you bring up your shield first to stop them from firing their missiles at you, then they will see you've done that and they'll bring up their shield, so ready for when you fire back, they'll then catch the missiles, then throw them back at you. So it's a bit of you have to use it kind of tactically. It's not quite as ridiculously strong as you'd think, and also the missiles that you actually hold and throw, they're not auto-guided, so you have to make sure that you absolutely have to be close to someone and in line with someone where when you release them. Otherwise they will miss. And the other ability there, which was F, was just to fire some rockets at them, like that guy just did at my player there, and ended up taking me out. So they're just rockets that you can fire at someone, and they're not auto-guided as well. You have to aim them quite carefully. But those abilities are the kinds of things that you're going to be customizing in this game. The abilities of your Titan, the abilities of your weapon. The weapons have got attachments as well, like the standard weapons. Here you can see I was actually having quite a lot of fun doing this, and I think this is one of the things that's going to separate this game a little bit from some of the other FPS shooters out there. It is the Titan / soldier mix. How well is that going to balance out? You know, are you going to feel like you can have an effect on the game? And in general, I felt like I was really enjoying my time. You know, regardless of if I was in a Titan, it felt cool, but it didn't feel really strong. It doesn't really feel like, say for instance, you had a kill streak in Call of Duty. It doesn't feel like that powerful. It just feels like you're a different soldier. It just feels like you're a bigger soldier. You're still quite vulnerable. Don't get me wrong. You can wipe out players on the ground that quite easy, but don't forget you'll have other Titans shooting at you. You have people trying to take you down, like I'm trying to take down the enemies here. And then a lot of these times where people aren't really too sure what's going on, you know, I'm just shooting people, they're not even noticing me up there in the window, and I can take them down. So it's an interesting battle. The maps are really well made for the Titans. We only got to play on 2 maps, and I think people will only be able to play on 2 maps overall, but it's definitely something I've never seen, like the ability to mix 2 different types of well, characters that are so huge and different in scale and also abilities, but yet it all mixes together quite well. So here I think I'm playing hardpoint domination again. Like I said, we played Titan versus Titan. There's also a mode which is more of a team deathmatch mode as well. There you can see I actually got out of my Titan and then jumped onto the other Titan. So there's lots of opportunity for cool stuff like that, and then I'm shooting at his little engine there, I suppose, which is doing him some serious damage. So there is quite a few things like that which we're just kind of touching the surface of, that I didn't really get to explore that much. There's the whole parkour element of the game as well, which is really interesting. Most places you see you can probably get to if you're a bit creative and you're good with the parkour elements of the game. Here you can see I decided to run here, and there's a couple of grunts defending that base there, so that's why you know, grunts are kind of cool. They, you know, they'll use up your ammo, they'll be a nuisance, but they're not like really aggressive players. If you want to cap a flag, you have to go and take out a couple of grunts normally before capturing it. But here you can see I'm capturing the flag. There's actually a Titan outside. If you look on the map there's a big red arrow there, meaning there's a Titan outside, so I've got to watch out for that. Luckily I managed to spray down that dude. You can see how much more aggressive that was, because that was a real player that I ran into there, so I got really lucky to stay alive, and they can kind of come out here, join the fight. I can see that 3 of my Titan enemy allies are trying to take down this one, then I go in with my rocket launcher as well and try and help them just, you know, finish that guy off and get the kill. So it's a really fun game, guys. I think we're all going to have loads of fun playing this. I'm probably going to be playing on PC, but Xbox One is also a good way to go with this. And in general, like I said, it's loads of fun, but I'm not sure if it will have the legs. We've just got to wait and see, but I'm very hopeful about it. And I think people that were looking forward to Titanfall, especially and like hoping for a game that will really keep them going, maybe they're tired of COD, Battlefield, FIFA, whatever it is you play and you want a big release, I think this will definitely be it. It seems really good, and I hope there's a lot more things other than what we had in the beta. Obviously, there was 3 Titans in the beta. I hope there's going to be some more. I didn't even get to use some of them. I mainly used the tank one because I thought, you know, I really want that extra damage. That was a nice little kill I got there. I didn't even notice during the actual gameplay itself. But yeah, there's a Strider Titan, which is like a faster Titan. So actually, although this, in like what I'm doing here, we're kind of fighting the same thing all the time, I think there's going to be a lot more variety when the game comes out, because Titans have all their own abilities. Like the abilities I've got here, I've got 3 frag grenades, and I've got my invisible ability here. So those will be customizable when the full game's out. I can have sights on this rifle. You can have other little speed boosts and things. So The customization is there. There's definitely enough game modes at the moment, but I'm going to hope there's quite a few maps. I mean, I heard rumours that there's at least 14 maps, so that actually sounds quite exciting because we played on only 2, and to be honest, they didn't really get old. They're really well made. I'm huge respect to developers for managing to make really, good maps that you didn't see problems with, considering that you have huge titans and obviously small players as well. And using either of them didn't feel like a problem at all. So here you can see I can press V, ready for my titan, bring in my titan. I can just drop him down there. I've got invisible as well for a minute just to try and stop people, but there's an actual proper enemy there, so I have to be a bit careful. But there you go, you jump in. And it's a shame you can't jump with the titans. I suppose that would be a little bit overpowered, but you can just slide along with them, which of course is fun as well. Here's the tank titan. You see, I can see someone in there. It says pilot locked on, as you just saw there. So when you saw me earlier taking down people with that rocket launcher, that's what was coming up for them, that launch thing. And I don't know if maybe you're going to have a perk or something, or like an ability to stop lock-ons like that, but that would be something that's pretty good because it's quite difficult dealing with people. So it's strange because you automatically want to take down the titans because the titans are so huge and they seem like they're going to be so powerful. When you see a few titans in the map, you automatically want to take them down. But to be honest, if the titans aren't actually doing much, sometimes just ignoring them and then just getting down to the nitty-gritty of capping the flags and getting the objectives is going to be more useful. I mean, here you can see I'm doing some serious work with this Titan, so I think you're definitely going to find people who are like amazing Titan pilots, and I think people are going to really enjoy watching gameplay of people who are just amazing with the Titans because they're massive amounts of fun. They're a little bit different to things that are in games that we've got now. Here my guy's about to die actually, so I'm having to be a little bit careful, but I decided to actually get out of that in the end. I think I normally switch out to my rocket launcher, yeah, so I was about to die, I switched out to the rocket launcher. I can get on top here, and then you can obviously cause some problems from the top here. I think that was an enemy player back then. I wasn't sure at the time if that was like a grunt or a proper enemy, but it was a proper enemy, and as you can see, they picked me off there. But now I know the game well. I should have known a bit better. Their name was in red, or well, kind of like an orange, so that's definitely a proper player, not like an enemy grunt who are always in blue. So you can see the enemy grunts, they're pretty random, but it's fun to kill them. At first I was thinking, are people going to be annoyed that it's like AI that they're killing sometimes? But from a experience point of view, it makes the experience more fun, and I definitely like the way that some people are a bit more casual as well are still going to have an absolutely great time because they are going to be able to mow people down. They can be more defensive, work on Titans, although gun skill and strategy and anticipation are going to fare you very well if you're a very high skilled gamer and you play a lot of games and you think about games like that. Also, people who just want to go in, blow some stuff up and shoot some people are going to be able to have fun as well. So it'd be interesting to see if this is the kind of game where people are going to be like, 20,000 kills for 0 deaths gameplay, or what it is about these gameplays that's going to be impressive to watch. Personally, I'd love to see a crazy Titan streak, but then sometimes you might get a Titan streak and you think, oh well, the enemies just weren't taking them down, so it's not as impressive as like a Titan battle. Like here you've got a Titan battle going on, and I think I just smashed that guy to pieces. I nearly died though, as you can see. They got quite close to the end of my shield. So overall, very good. I think I've waffled on now for about 17 minutes about the game. I hope you've enjoyed looking at this game. Any questions that you've got, please just leave a comment, especially until the beta's out. I can answer any questions now. It's the 12th. I can discuss anything about the game. But bear in mind, obviously, we are playing a limited version, so don't say things like how many maps are there, or is there going to be this, is there going to be that. Another thing to note, if you didn't watch my other videos, is that the Xbox One version was playing in 792p. I don't know what that was all about, but I asked them what the resolution was, and that's what they said it was. So I don't know if they'll be able to improve that a little bit for the Xbox One, but they said there is definitely still some optimization options available. But PC was in a beautiful 1080p as you would expect, but I think it's going to be a really great game for either platform. It's definitely not just a PC game. Like some FPSs and some more strategic games, you think, PC is where this game's at home. Personally, I feel like Battlefield's most at home on PC, although that's a good console experience as well. But things like DayZ or even more tactical shooters, Counter-Strike, things like that, they're at home on PC. But in terms of this game, it's definitely a console game, even though it's an FPS, and I'd say the same is for COD as well. COD feels like a console game these days, maybe not back in the COD 4 days. But it's a console game, but it's also fun on PC. So obviously, whichever one you would get it for. It's a shame if you're a PS4 player. Obviously, you're going to be missing out on this, unfortunately. But you know, a lot of you guys I know have PCs as well. So I think that luckily a lot of people are going to be enjoying this. It would have been a real shame if it was just Xbox One. It's a shame it's not all platforms really. It would have made sense, and maybe for the second iteration, Microsoft won't have the exclusive. But you know, you've got to just deal with these things sometimes. Oh, here you can see at the end we need to get to this escape pod. I think we lost. Or did we win? And then we need to get to the escape pod. Don't let the enemy escape. Oh yeah, right. So the enemy, we actually won, and the enemy are all trying to get to this drop ship. I don't know if they win, if they all get to the drop ship, but it's something like that. So you kind of beat them, but then also you've got to stop them from getting away as well. So that's part of the game as well. So hope you enjoyed this look at Titanfall. Talked about loads of stuff. Looking forward to playing with all of you guys when the beta releases and then the full game as well. Don't forget to smash the like button as well, guys. Always appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys next time.